Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Okay, I'm back to your screen again. So I promised you guys I was going to do a few videos. Yes, I said I was going to do a few videos. So today I want us to look at how to draw your trend line correctly because I can't start talking about strategies now because most of our strategies are built around trend lines. So to understand the strategies correctly, we are going to look at first how to draw your trend line correctly. Sorry guys, I have a trade running. So it's approaching my zone, so it's distracting me. Okay, I need to close it. Let me just remove it so that I can. Okay, yes. A lot of people are asking me, yes, what time frame is the best? I should do a video on time frame. How best to approach a time frame. Yes, I'm going to do a video on time frame because you can't really be talking about or looking at what time frame is the best without first understanding what type of trader are you, because the type of trader you are will determine what time frame to use and what time frame you should take your bias from. Yes, because a scalper, a day trader, a swing trader, a position trader, they look at the market differently. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a video on time frame, but today we want to do a video on how to draw our trend lines correctly, the correct way to draw trend line before we start looking at strategies. All right, before we start looking at strategy, because our strategies are built around trend line. All right, just like some of the trade. I'll show you a few trades. Let's go to the chart, guys. So we're going to look at how to draw our trend line correctly, and because our strategies, like I said, they are built around trend line. Like this trade I'm currently in, see, I'm in a buy trade here, in a buy trade here. It's if you look at it, you see trend lines, running here and there. Yes, the strategy is built around trend line, right? So we're going to look at that. So guys, let's see. Okay, so how do you approach trend line? How do you approach trend line? First, you have to understand that trend line they are in continuation. So where a trend line stop, that is where another one will start. So we are going to look at it from the view of a top-down analysis. Top-down analysis. So how do you do that? You start from the higher time frame and we'll be going down gradually to the time we get to our entry time frames. So let's look at V25 1x, V25 1x. This is a monthly time frame. Monthly time frame. So if you look at this monthly time frame, merely looking at it, you can already tell that the market is going upwards. The chart is bullish. The chart is bullish. So how do you will now connect your lows? This is a swing low. This is another swing low. This is another swing low. You are going to connect them. Don't forget the first video we did on how to catch a trend. So the lows, remember. So right now, I'm connecting the sensitive parts, the tip of the candles, the tip of the wick rather, is what I'm connecting, the sensitive part. A lot of people, of course, which is still correct, some people draw it body, they draw the body of the candle, which is also fine, all right. But for me, I use the tip because of fake out, because of liquidity swap. So I use the tip. I will explain that in a subsequent video. So today we are looking at how to draw your trend line correctly. So now this is monthly time frame. This is all I can see because here there is nothing really here. This is more like a ranging market here. So I can't draw any trend line there. So what I have as a direction is this. Don't forget, we don't trade from the monthly time frame. We are not executing our trade here. We're only looking at the direction of the market. So I have point 1, point 2. But you see that there is another swing low here. before the market went up. It didn't come back to touch our trend line. So what are we going to do? We are going to take another trend line from where this one stopped to connect to this swing low, and we extend it out. Right? So this is on monthly time frame. This is all I can see monthly time frame. Maybe I can still connect here to here, but it will be too tight. I might not get it. So let's go lower. We are going to the weekly time frame now. On the weekly time frame, we are still seeing a bullish market. Don't forget, the trend line from the monthly time frame is here. This one, this one. Now looking at the weekly time frame, we already have another swing point here, a swing low, and the market went up. So we are going to still connect from the point this one stopped. We're going to connect to that point, all right, and we extend it out. Now I can draw another one here, but the swing points, they are not very obvious here. All right, so I'm going to go to a lower time frame to look at it, which is D1. Now getting to D1, we have our first trend line coming from monthly time frame, this one coming from the weekly time frame, and this. So now we are in D1. Just look at how I'm connecting them, all of them. Everybody is telling me bullish, bullish. All the trend lines are telling us bullish. So let me put it properly. Yeah. So what we're going to do, from the point the weekly time frame trend line stop, which is here. Sorry, let me just adjust it properly. So from the point the weekly time frame trend line stopped, which is here, we're going to connect another one from this point to mark all these lows, because we have swing low, swing low, swing low, like that. So we're going to take our trend line again, connect from here to here, and all the way out. So you see how we are connecting it now. This is how you follow it systematically, right? Now we are going down again further to H4. Top down analysis, guys. Top down analysis. So we are in H4 now. This is the last point we had, the last swing point we had from our daily time frame. So we are going to connect from there again to this swing low. This is already broken, so we are going to connect to this one, and we're going to extend it out. Now we are getting closer to where the price of the market is currently. We're getting closer to the market now. This is H4, and this is all we can see in H4. This is all the swing points we can see. There is no swing point again to connect. Now we are going to H1. Finally H1. So we get to H1. There is nothing much to do in H1, because the trend line from H4 is still the same information in H1. So now our bias in this market is a buy. This is a bullish market all the way from monthly time frame. Our trend line from monthly time frame was bullish. We got to weekly time frame. Our trend line was still bullish. Daily time frame still telling us bullish. H4 still telling us bullish, and H1 also telling us bullish. But here is the trick. Look at, there is a trend here happening. This trend is a pullback trend. This is not the original trend of the market. This is a pullback. And personally, I don't want to be in this kind of trend. I don't want to be selling this. I rather go with the flow of the market, which is the bullish direction that we have analyzed from monthly, weekly, daily, H4, 9, we're in H1. So I want to wait for the market to come all the way down to my trend line. Don't forget, guys, let it come all the way down to my trend line. Yes, now I will be looking at taking a bullish decision. So at this point, I will be waiting for any bullish price action in H1. We are not going to M5, M15, M1 yet. you don't do analysis there. You only use those lower time frame for entry and confirmation. I told us I will do a video on time frame, so you don't go and do your analysis at M15, M5, M1 unless you are scalping, which I will maybe talk about in a subsequent video. So now I'm waiting for the market to do what? To come down all the way to my trend line here. Then I will be looking for a buy opportunity. So when it gets to this point, this is a active current market, guys. So this is live. So when it gets to this point, I'm looking at any bullish price action, maybe a bullish engulfing, a hammer, morning star, all of those bullish price action. As soon as that happens, I will go to my M5 for entry. Right now I cannot go to my M5 for entry because there is no decision yet. I have not taken a decision. So until H1 has given me a trigger, which is come to my trend line, give me a price action, then I'm ready for a buy. Now, before I take that buy, I will then go to my M5 for confirmation. What am I going there to do? Let's imagine that then the market would have gotten to this point. So at the time the market will be at this spot, you know that M5 will be on a downtrend, because we're going to connect here all the way like this. M5 will be on a downtrend. So before I will buy, I have to make sure that the downtrend that will be happening here in M5, the downtrend that will be happening here has ended. How? By breaking out of this trend line. Because right now there is no agreement between the lower time frame and the higher time frame. So all the higher time frames are telling us buy, 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 buy. But the lower time frame, which is our entry time frame, where we do our confirmation, is telling us a sell. So there is conflict now. Because before we can take a decision, the higher time frame and the lower time frame must agree. But right now they are not agreeing, because there is a sell happening in M5. Meanwhile, all of the higher time frame we have analyzed, they are telling us a buy. So we cannot do anything now until this M5 we have to break this trend line and give us a buy sentiment. Then we can now take a trade, because at that point the higher time frame and the lower time frame, they are now in agreement. Everybody is saying buy, and trust me, that trade will go all the way up, guys. So let's look at it again. So right now, no decision yet. We are not taking any decision. We are waiting for the market to come to our trend line before then give us a price action. Then now, what if the market, because this thing is not in our control, what if the market did not get to this point and it decide to go from here? Is still fine. What we will then wait for is break this trend line. Yes, break this trend line and give us a retest of it. Break this trend line, because this is a bearish trend line. Let it break it and give us a retest of it. Then we will enter for the buy. Right now, that means that there is agreement between the higher time frame, which is saying bullish, and the lower time frame that is saying bearish. Everybody now is saying bullish. Okay, let's go again. Let's look at another pair. Let's say V10. How to draw your trend line correctly. Don't forget, that's what we are looking at. Because I want to start looking at different strategies, but we cannot do that until we understand how to draw our trend line. So we are in monthly time frame again. Now, as we go along, you will understand that we don't need to come all the way to monthly time frame, weekly time frame before we take our decision, depending on the strategy. All right, so I'll do a video on that also. So today we're just learning how to draw our trend line correctly. So this is monthly time frame V10 index. So looking at the charts, what is the direction of this market? Is bearish. So this is all I can see. I'm going to connect from here, point 1, point 2. I can still see that there is also a swing point here. So from where that one stopped, I connect another one like this, like this. You see that? Okay. So let's go to W1, which is weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, of course, we can see our trend line there, the continuation of this. So the market is looking very bearish, very bearish. Okay. So this is, there's nothing much we can do here because the trend line from the monthly time frame is still correct in the weekly time frame. So we're going down to daily time frame. At daily time frame, we already have our trend line is still correct. Trend line is still correct here and here. There are no, but now we have invalidation. Invalidation here. I'm going to do a video explaining what invalidation is. So we are going to move the trend line back up to this point. So this is daily time frame. Nothing much to do. Let's go to 4 hours. See how I'm following it systematically. We are not skipping any points. Now, at 4 hours, we are seeing something else. We are seeing a bullish market, and we're also seeing a bearish market. So let's analyze it. Let's see. So if I want to look at this bullish market, if I analyze it, I already see that it has ended because there is already a break and retest of my trend line. So this market does not exist anymore. This bearish market here now, here becomes the current trend of the market because this bullish market that was happening here has ended at this point where it had a break and retest. So this is what is happening now, the current market. So we are going to analyze that point. So what do we have? Let us put it properly here. So from where the daily time frame trend line stop, we are connecting a new one from there, touching this swing high, and we extend it to the future. Even though we have not seen this, you can already see that the market is already reacting to our trend line. So this market is very, very bullish. Now, if you look at it again, we have a bearish trend, no doubt. Let me remove this so that it doesn't confuse you guys. We have a bearish trend, no doubt, but here the market is bullish. Guys, can you see this? The market is bullish. So first, you have to understand the direction of the market. This bearish trend is the actual direction of the market. This bullish trend happening here is a pullback to this guy. This is not the original direction of the market. So this buy that is happening here, this bullish trend, even though you can still buy it, all right, but not now because it's late now. But this is not the trend of the market. So this is a pullback to this guy. So this is all we have in H4. Let's go to H1. Finally, H1. Now getting to H1, our analysis, our trend line in H4 is still there, is showing. You can see. Now we are looking for a trade opportunity. So what do we do now? We already know that the market is bearish from the higher time frame. But H1 and H4 is also giving us a bullish sentiment. So before we can sell, we now have to wait for this bullish market to end. This bullish movement, we have to wait for it to end by breaking out of this trend line. It will break out and retest it. When that happens, then we can go in for a sell. It means that this overall guy that owns the trend, this bearish guy that owns the trend, it means the guy is back. You understand? It means the guy is back. So I don't know if you understand. So that's how you approach your trend line. That's how you approach your trend line. Because very soon we are going to be doing videos on different strategies so that we can start helping ourselves you know with some little blues. We like blues over here. I'm going to add a new title to my name, the Emperor of Blues. So guys, let's look at it again just before I leave you. Let's look at it again. Remember we did this. Let me remember how we approach it from monthly time frame. Monthly time frame. Don't forget we had a bullish trend, so we are connecting the swing point we can see. Guys, this is how you draw your trend line. This is how you draw your trend line. And this is a top-down analysis I'm giving you. This is how you draw your trend line. So from the point this one stop, don't forget we are taking another one from there, connecting to the swing point we can see. Then we are going down to the lower time frame, the next one, which is W1. Get there. See, this is where the monthly time frame stop, but there is a new swing point here, so we are taking from there, connecting this one, and we extend it out. This is what we have here. Go to the another time frame lower, which is daily time frame. Get to daily time frame. I'm just rushing it for a close. Get to daily time frame. What do we have there? We have other swing lows here, so we are going to take again from where this one ends. We are going to take a new one from there, connecting the new swing lows. This is on D1. Go to H4. So you see now we are taking it systematically. So from where D1 ends, which is this point, we are taking a new one from there, connecting this point, which is the most recent swing low. Here, that's what we have. Then H1. So H1, there is no new swing low again yet. If the market was still here, then we could have taken a tight trend line like this. But now the market has broken out of that one. So if I was selling this point, if I was selling from this point because of the break and retest here, then I know that I must exit my sell at this point, because to this guy, he is still seeing a bullish market, right? So right now it's already late. I cannot take any decision because the market has moved away. So it's very close now to my bullish trend line where I will be looking at taking a decision. So I want you to come here, then take a decision. But don't forget, before you take a decision, you have to consider this. So you want the market to also break out of this, right? Because it can use here as a bearish trend line and go all the way out. Do you understand? So alright guys, so that is how you approach your trend line. Please watch this video again and again and again. Make sure you watch the video over and over and again, then, and practice. Alright, practice. Lucky, yes, like we discussed yesterday, Mr. Lucky, don't forget, like we discussed yesterday. Alright, practice, practice, practice. Especially how to draw your trend line. Alright. Okay guys, so signing out, your friend David Efe. See you on the next video. Bye guys. Bye for now.